We're up early again to go pick Ruby up from Tesla. And everybody's here. We get to go pick Ruby up.
That's right.
Yeah, we're gonna have a cup of coffee and work our way in that direction since we don't have a appointment time this morning. Yeah.
But tomorrow's is Jules' appointment.
That'll be 3 days in a row to Tesla.
Yeah.
I love Tesla, but...
Well, I was just too smart for my own good. I thought this was going to happen, but I just thought they would keep her today. I thought it would take a little longer, and you know, they've been taking them overnight, so I thought I messed up a little bit. They were done.
It's all right. We have a lot of tulip poplar leaves coming down already, which is normal. They always start in August, even though we're not that close to fall and cooler weather. One of the first trees to leaf out, one of the first trees to drop leaves. So we're on our way to pick up Ruby. We've gotten a little bit later start than we had intended, although it's a comfortable start for us and there was no reason to rush up there. I have a box coming for my MacBook Pro so I can send it off and they can do the keyboard repair service. There's a known issue with certain MacBooks, MacBook Pros, and with the keyboard. And I certainly have had more than my fair share of sticky keys. And now I have a non-working left side command key. So it's time to get it fixed. The only thing is I'm gonna have to use a Chromebook to do the nightly video for, let's just be optimistic and say 10 days. And yeah, that will, you know, make it more difficult for me. It will make it more difficult. There's no way around that, but I'll make do. I will persevere. There's that pretty blue sky you've come to appreciate. We're actually going to head to the school first. The biology teacher wants us to pick up a biology book for Johnny. And Tesla is not that close to downtown Raleigh in the school, but it's also not that far and we have the time, so we're gonna do that. You know, our school has a doorbell. I hit the doorbell. They talked to me through the intercom. Told them while I was here. She said she'd bring the book out to me. And here's the biology book that Johnny's science teacher wanted him to have. So, National Geographic, huh? So I went ahead and paid for the service work from the Tesla app. I have to say I am really pleased that all of the old invoices are out there now and that they have made it easy to pay. It offered me Apple Pay or the card on file. I chose Don's card.
Yeah, thank you so much.
But he'll get the points instead of me if there are points, so there is that. But anyway, they have made it much more convenient. It's a little hard looking at the invoices on my phone because they're so wide and, you know, the phone screen is so long. But I am able to read them, so. Don's got Jules parked over there. He backed in to Ruby's bumper, rear bumper. And as you can see, like we said yesterday, I mean, how did they ever make do with no storage at the other location? Excuse me, no parking at the other location. All right, here's Ruby. You packing a little close there, a little close.
I was watching, it said 13 inches.
13 inches. I have a Century Mode event report. I never had one of those before.
What's that?
I have a Century Mode event report. Never had one of those before. I have safely tucked my key fob into my purse, not to be seen again until the next time I run the light show.
That's right.
That's the only thing it's good for.
Right.
We're not worried about anything being wrong, but Don's walking around the car just to double check before we pull away. Seems like the prudent thing to do. And I asked him to test the lift gate. I'm sure it's working. Again, it's just prudent thing to do. Yay, it went down with the button. Yoo-hoo. Thank you for Christmas in August.
Yeah, anniversary present, Christmas present. That's
Oh, has it got to count for anniversary too?
well, that's, you know, a guy like me.
That's okay. I'm waiting until tomorrow to do the full court press on the camera thing. So
Oh yeah, right.
I'm sure between the camera and the car, that will definitely be anniversary and Christmas.
Right.
One of the things they did warn me about is that the cameras were going to need some calibration. So I see the little steering wheel has the smallest little blue I'm starting to calibrate light on, and of course the big message up there. So it's probably going to take driving home before I'm able to use all of the features. Well, the circle is completing pretty quick. I had to adjust my steering wheel here at the stoplight. My seat and my wheel are totally not where my profile thing is, and that happened to me at the last service appointment too. I swear I'm going to creating a service profile, and I'm going to put the seat back and the steering wheel forward, and I'm going to remember to switch it to that before I get out, because I know they didn't press save, but there was no restore for me to press. So I just don't know what's happening there with my car not saving this, you know, saving wherever they moved it to. Be fine if they moved it, if restore would fix it. Listen to this. Well, I had the radio up loud a minute ago, and let me just turn the volume up more. Seems like the chime is now much louder. That's weird. That was acting differently. Maybe with the music, they want you to hear it even, and the tone of the turn signal and the chime sounds a little different to me. Don's behind me back there. He's stopping at the Holly Springs Walmart to drop off something that needs to be gone through FedEx. There's a FedEx location there. And I'm just on Navigate on autopilot. I don't see much sense testing a lot of this stuff until I go ahead and get 28, whatever it was, on. So when I get home, I am meeting Michelle at 2 o'clock at Guardian Angel, but when I get home, if I think in any way possible I have enough time to schedule that, or at least get it downloaded, because I guess maybe it's not downloaded yet, I'll start that process. But it may be tomorrow morning before I'm really able to test out the features in Ruby driving through Fuquay. We'll see. As I kind of expected, right door is in my list, but it doesn't work. I don't think it's just the door doing its every once in a while I won't open for you thing. I think it's really, you know, not paired anymore. Even though I'm leaving in 35 minutes, I want Ruby out of the sun and in the garage, and I also want to put her on the Wi-Fi. So I am now connected to the Wi-Fi in the garage, And please connect to download. But I don't see anything specific that tells me I can, you know, do to actually make like download now. So I guess it'll figure it out. Oh, I see. Little tiny green progress bar. I don't think this works different, by the way. I think there and now it changed to downloading software updates. Just a little slower, you know. Oh, and by the way, in the past week, Ruby went over 75,000 miles. Sorry, I missed when that exactly happened. By the time I realized it was like 75,090 or something. So, but yep, she's at the 75K club now. Don did get the brighter LED lights working out here, so cool. Take 25 minutes to install piece of cake. Oh, okay. If I can't have climate on, I'll put climate back off and come in here and tell it to install now. Sentry mode's gotta be off, okay. We'll set sentry mode off too. Will the third time be the charm? All right. Hey girlie, thank you for meeting me.
Thank you for having me over.
Oh. Yeah, I normally wouldn't recommend putting on a software update when you're not at home, but Fuquay Guardian Angel is my second home in town. And 25 minutes out, she will be shopping for 90 minutes, so that won't be a problem. And I'll just go in the app if it'll let me. In a little while, when it tells me it's done, sends me a message and I'll turn climate on then. Because I don't want it to be baking when I get back in my Tesla. I found a middle Caterpillar vehicle. Johnny's going to want that for sure. Love turns the house into a home. I don't think I can pass up on this Pyrex bowl. Wow, I really like that. Too bad I have no place to put it. Found a pair of Gloria Vanderbilt jeans. Lots of shirts to look through today. Music's so loud in here today, I have to keep talking so that, you know, we don't get struck with a copyright. But I like these Corel, but nah, not beige, not today. I really like the shape of that. It's cherry and all the glass pieces are down here in the bottom. 129 seems pretty fair. Lots of viewing in that one. I like the triangle shape. I don't like it when it's over for the week.
And our car's not even filled up.
I know, there's room.
Next week.
Bye. Michelle's going camping. She's thrilled. She loves spending time outside.
I'm such a nature girl.
Not. Have fun anyway. Make the guys grill out good food.
Oh yeah.
Yep, you too. Yay, my door. Yeah, so I think it's 2020.28.6. Allows you to go the 5 mile per hour over on non-interstate roads when you have the beta enabled. And I guess these suspension improvements are new too. Yeah, okay. So, well, let's go in and turn it on now that I have no reason not to. Fill self-driving visualization preview. Yes. All right. I thought, you know, it wouldn't hurt if I just went through and just did a brief review of how things were set up. Dome lights I want on auto. I don't. They probably. I'm not saying that Tesla changed that, but I really have been meaning to have it there. Creep did not feel as much creep to me today. I don't know why. If it's the difference between, I don't know why. It just didn't. Okay, everything is looking good so far. Yeah, it really doesn't lose much. Your Wi-Fi password and the pairing with your garage door opener, which for us is no big deal because we don't have trouble with our HomeLink. Our HomeLink seems to pair in about 30 seconds. Dawn just presses the button and we're good. So, yep, 28.6. All right, well, let's go home. Let's test this out a little bit if we can. I looked down one more time and went, oh, there's a game update available. So I guess when I get back on the Wi-Fi, that'll download too. Haven't seen that before, obviously. I saw my first trash can. So I'm able to see the arrows in the road to tell me which way the various lanes go. Of course, I'm very familiar with the intersection here in Fuquay by Jersey Mike's, but that's pretty cool to be able to see the arrows. You know, the visualization's a lot different in the X than it is in the 3. I've been watching Dawn with it, and now you can see the stoplight up there. So it knows the stoplight's green. In which case, of course, I'm going through. I'm just doing a really basic check this afternoon. Tomorrow I'll have, you know, a little bit more time to play with it. Dawn and I have to take Jules to Tesla tomorrow, so I'll be out driving again. Almost feels like going back and forth to school, except it's only once a day instead of twice. Wow, it really does seem to be picking up all the paint on the road. Every time it sees the paint there, it's showing it on my screen. Way cool. Trash can. It's the little things. It really is. It's the little things. It's going to show me the fire hydrant to the right. Not that time. Okay. Way cool. Comes another stoplight. It's green. You know, she's not prompting me right now because those are planters, not trash cans. Here on Main Street. Interesting. They are hard objects. I sure wouldn't want to run into them. See the planters on the left over there? She's seeing every single one of those. There's Ruby's new additional information screen. I was trying to see where it said what my map level was, and I don't see it under software, and I don't see it under navigation. I was reading up on how to tell it to go through the light, how to do that in the X, because I know how Dawn's doing it in the Y, but I assume on the X it's the accelerator pedal or somehow the autopilot stalk. Let me read. To continue through the intersection, even if the traffic light is green, you must pull the autopilot stalk towards you or briefly press the accelerator pedal to give the vehicle permission to proceed. When you've confirmed that you want to proceed, the red stop line turns gray and Model X continues through the intersection and resumes your set cruising speed. And it'll follow through a vehicle in front of you if the light is green and that vehicle is going through. Yeah, Dawn has had it determined that, oh, that's nice you told me to go through, but sorry, stopping. So you do have to watch for that. Yep, no turning through the intersection. All right, well, I understand how to, so pull it toward me. Okay. I went through and read the rest of the warnings and kind of overviewed this. You know, everybody needs to make sure they've read this so they understand what it's going to do. Don't just assume that you know what you think you saw somebody else driving with on YouTube happen to them. Read through it and what it says for you in your car. All right, I've got traffic aware cruise control engaged. I'm headed to the stoplight at South Park, Judd Parkway and Main Street. And we bump up the speed a little bit now that we've gone past the warning. We've moved out of town a little bit because it really is 25 back there. And I see the light. Does she see the light? When's she gonna tell me she sees it? That would be a no. Well, she did finally tell me, but she was barreling toward it pretty good, so I applied the brake. Huh. I'm gonna pull into South Park and come around and come back to that intersection again. I might have enough time to, well, there's a stop sign over here we can test with. Let's test with the stop sign inside South Park because there's very few people in here. There are a couple more cars today than there have been, but there's still not too many people here. So there is a stop sign and there is nobody coming. So if she doesn't bring me to a stop, there's nobody coming. She saw the stop sign and she was really gonna go right through it. So what am I doing wrong? Huh? Because she wasn't gonna stop. I know I turned it on, but let's just double check. I must have not have turned something on. Okay. So what's wrong is I've got to connect to Wi-Fi and download maps, it says. Alright, well that was, you know, I was prepared, I was watching, I was careful. I didn't come anywhere near close to going through that stoplight back there. I just was expecting her to stop like Jules does for Dawn. I tried to look to see if the maps met the required level because the release notes did say that. And I couldn't see where that was. I couldn't see what the map level was. I'll take another look when I get back to the house. I'll consider that not a fail and not a win. It's just kind of a neutral. We'll go with a neutral, like still need a little bit of setup. I thought I was going to be able to do it for the first time because I haven't really, well, did I try it in Jules one time? I guess I did when Dawn was in the car, but okay, well, so now you guys can see why it's so important to read the instructions, do it in an area for the first time or two or three where there's not a lot of traffic, and, you know, make any corrections in your thought process about it that you need to, because you are responsible for the car. There's all kinds of warnings in there, and I don't want to hear from people about the car did X, Y, and Z when it says it can, you know, if you're not prepared to babysit the car through this beta code, then don't enable it. I'm prepared to babysit it. I just had a little tiny misstep there with not having maps. Won't be long before there'll be all those fall leaves coming down. I'm back at the house, and I stopped here along the driveway, as I often do, just to kind of enjoy the woods and the stream, the little creek, for a few minutes. Take a minute to de-stress, enjoy the day, check out the sights. Yeah, I overshot the creek view a little bit, so that's why Ruby's in reverse. Let me actually put her back into drive, so when I go to start, I won't be confused about which direction I'm gonna go. I thought Tesla service did really good by me yesterday. They had the MCU 2 and the hardware 3 ready to go. I didn't know for sure that was happening. I had a lot of service status updates. I thought what they did with the AC was reasonable. I mean, but I guess I'm not gonna ding them. I'm happy with them. But I guess if somehow they could have forced the map update out there before I left the service center, that probably would have been the safer thing to do. Don and I are pretty tech savvy people, and I did see it said the maps have to be at a certain level, and I tried to go find that. But you know, this would have been safer if they had just forced that map update out to the car while it sat there overnight. I mean, I appreciate that they may not be able to have Wi-Fi to the car, or they don't have app access, or you know, they get as far as they can. They can't babysit the software download, map update downloads, but obviously it would have been better for me if the maps were already on. So I may pass feedback back, but I won't be mad feedback back. Well, I'm on the garage Wi-Fi and the game update's downloading. How about downloading the maps? I need the maps. The maps are what I need. Where will it tell me where the maps are? Do you not think the map level ought to be on the navigation screen? I guess it's going to be down. Now, you know where I just figured out where it's going to be. It's going to be at the lower part of the screen that you don't see unless you get rid of map data. Well, it just says 2020 down there. It's actually not a specific release thing. And then over here, well, let me navigate someplace. Let's navigate back to Tesla. I was trying to look for the cogwheel. Duh. Yeah, so I don't know how in the world I'm supposed to know what my map level is. I know in the release notes, the manual where I was reading, before using somewhere here, see map update. You must connect to and receive updated maps, and the maps have to be at 2020.12-11866 or newer for our Model X. But I don't know how to tell where that is. I'm just looking in the Tesla app for a minute. Maybe under release up here, but all that stuff's duplicated, isn't it? Yeah, release notes is not going to help me there, and it's not telling me my... Yeah, and if I go look at the Tesla app, I don't see that either. So I have no clue how to tell if Ruby's at the right map level or not. Don installed the shelf while I was gone.
Yeah, I did.
Woohoo! So this is the view from inside. I'm very pleased with how it turned out. Don put that J channel on the edge to give it a real polish. There's a metal support underneath here, but he dressed it with this white piece of wood. I can actually reach them. If I needed to get them down, I can. Whoops! Like I said, they may land on my head, but I could get them down. Don's going to sort through his stuff, but I'm not going to make him do that today. We'll do that tomorrow. Yeah, it basically gave you room for 3 more bins.
Yeah, I agree.
Maybe winter here, longer sleeve winter work shirts,
right,
and current Tesla gear and stuff over here,
right,
in the easy to access area. So I'm pretty happy.
So I need one more of these white things.
And I might have one in the attic. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yep. So the update went on in Guardian Angel. I had to turn off Sentry mode and climate on. I couldn't leave the climate on. Makes kind of sense.
Yeah.
I think I knew that, but I didn't remember that.
Yeah.
No problem. Turned it off, went inside, remembered to look to see if
it finished?
It had finished, although I did not get a message, so I need to check my notification settings on my app. It could have been turned off. I may need to turn it back on again. But anyway, I was able to turn climate on, so it's 76 degrees when I went out there, which is what I had it set to, so that was good. Went ahead and enabled it, the beta visualization, tried it at the South Park stoplight. She liked to go through the intersection. I put on the brake and stopped the car. Tried at the stop sign over at South Park. Much safer place to try because there's not very many cars around. She runs that stop sign. You can see for a mile. You know, you can tell if there's anybody coming. She basically was running the stop sign.
Yeah, baby.
Now look, I've read the instructions at Mineral Springs. How to accept in the X to make it go forward. You pull in on the autopilot stalk.
Okay.
Or the accelerator pedal. So it's a slightly different than the Y, which it's the right stalk instead of the left autopilot stalk. And I did read that it said that your maps have to be at a certain level. And I even tried to figure out what level my maps were at to see if it was at the expected level. Okay?
Yeah.
So, they're not.
Okay.
And I still can't find anywhere in the car or the app that tells me what my map level is.
Right.
Anywhere on
Right.
any of the screens.
Right.
I looked twice.
Right.
And I did go back and see where it let me enable the visualization that it said my maps needed to be connected to the Wi-Fi to download. And I
Sure.
guess I would say, well, why did it let me enable it if my maps aren't at the right? I mean, it supports the visualization, but it says it supports the stopping. And I'm not mad at Tesla, but really,
Details.
I'm not mad at Tesla, but really, they probably should have downloaded the maps before I left the service center with the car. Especially since I didn't rush them yesterday afternoon. I got to have it by the end of the day. I said, I'll wait. Tomorrow morning's fine. Won't be up there before 10.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. Because, you know,
Poor
you
kid.
and I are pretty tech savvy.
Yeah.
And I even read the manual
Right.
and tried to do the right stuff and then still.
Aw.
So I was watching and I stopped and it really wasn't that close, but it was sort of annoying. And I needed 2 demonstrations that it wasn't going to stop. One with the stoplight, one with the stop sign before I was like, you know, yeah. So
we'll make sure she's on the Wi-Fi.
she's downloading it's telling me it's downloading a game update. Now look, I'm a gamer. I played Asteroids in the first video arcade, Robotron, pinball machines, Galaga. I'm a gamer. It's
That's
fine. But like maybe maps are a little more important and it might want to tell me whether or not the maps are updating or not.
Right. I'm sorry.
Are we keeping you awake?
Well, I'm
I'm all fired up.
I'm ready for my nap.
Right, he's knocked out his to-do
I've done my
and now
projects.
he's ready to take his
That's
nap
right.
and I really don't have a complaint about that. I
That's
just I'm all wired.
Yeah.
I've been
she's
out
all
shopping
excited.
I've spent money with Michelle and I've driven my car
That's
with the
right.
new stuff on it and I'm like, oh, you'd have thought I'd have had a cup of coffee while I was out. I didn't have
Right.
anything but water,
I understand.
but I'm feeling that perky right now.
My girl, she always is perky.
Yeah, so, all right. Anyway, Matt.
So
Did Mom do
Matt.
good?
Yeah. Overall, this is like $70 of tractors.
Yeah.
This being like 50 and these free being like 20-ish or 30-ish.
Yeah, the one cat vehicle that's all metal, Johnny and I looked at those when we were at that tractor historic event last year where there were like all the steam stuff and the cat vehicles, the metal vehicles, they were out of our price range for a little handheld model.
Right, like.
But I think that's one of them, so
Right, like, so this one.
it has real hydraulics.
joints right here, a joint here, and then it's also got steering joints, and it has a suspension. And then on the back, this has a joint, this is a joint, and then this is a joint.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's the nicest die-cast tractor you now own.
I'd agree. And then this is also has.
Oh yeah, the
hydraulics.
legs to stabilize
Yeah,
it.
stabilizers.
Yeah. Yeah, when I saw that in that bag, I told Johnny I touched it, I picked it up, I never set it back down. It was mine. I always looking out for my boy. You know, might only get one time a year where we find something that good, but
Right.
yeah. So you're pretty excited Mom did good?
Mhm.
Great. Well, I'm in Ruby and I have to say for right now, I'm able to shut the door. That didn't time out or go away, except for the door's not paired yet. Don handed me the remote off the wall until we pair it. We'll do it tomorrow. Don, he helped me pack up my Canon 70D to send off to California for service, and it's 5 o'clock. I have until 6 to get up to the UPS, which is just up, you know, in Fuquay, a few miles away, so I've got plenty of time. But I really wanted to send it out today because I cannot stand being without my camera. No 300mm photos, no great video until the camera's back. Yeah, the Canon website has been down for over 48 hours and my camera's out of warranty anyway. And there's no way to engage Canon support for repairs or anything. I guess you can look up downloads from the Canadian version of the website, but Americans are not supposed to, according to the fine print, use that to engage the chat or anything like that. So I gave up and I found somebody else online that repairs Canon equipment, and you send them an email, you fill out the form on their webpage, and you tell them your email address, and you tell them in your own words what's wrong with your camera, and then within 2 business hours they email you back an estimate and procedures to follow if you want to. The guy behind me went through that light also, by the way, is why I didn't stop. That, you know, procedures to go through to send it in, and they, you know, they send you back what they think is wrong. So they think the DC to DC circuit board in my camera went bad, and they quoted $146 to fix it, including cleaning the sensors, the mirrors, all that stuff inside the camera body. And then I pay to mail it to them, but they pay to mail it back. So sounds pretty reasonable to me. You know, cheaper is always better, but if they do a good job. Don and I had tried to clean my mirror, the inside of the camera, and it was much better after what we did, but it still had some problems. So hopefully hopefully they can fix whatever is wrong there, and really get it cleaned up so there won't be any spots when I'm shooting sky stuff. You would, every once in a while, you'd be able to see a speck of dirt on the picture itself. So they said within 2 days of it getting there, they will give an update about repairs, and within 5 to 7 days they'll mail it back. So I'm probably going to be, let's just say I'm going to be without my camera for, I'm going to set myself up for a 3-week wait. If they get it back to me faster than 3 weeks, yay. If it takes 4 weeks, boo. Yeah, I cannot. I mean, obviously, if it was hawk season, that would be an emergency. I am going to miss out on some butterfly stuff. I use that camera a lot at Christmas time with Christmas lights. So, super critical to have it back in the fall of the year. So, yeah, it is what it is. I'm glad to be shipping it off, and I really wanted it to go out today and not waste another day. There's the UPS store. Looks like there might be a process to talk to somebody out front. I was allowed inside. That was for the business next door. And at one point there were like 10 or 15 people in that little place. I just needed to get out of there. But it's mailed and it's going out today. So I'm firing off a you know, I really thought earlier that it let me turn that on at one point, but then it didn't. I guess just to visually. I see now that is so grayed out that I just thought that was the title for this, but that's really its own thing that's grayed out. So I get it now, which, you know, I didn't see. Even though I was stopped and trying to look at it. I sent a note to Tesla asking them, but I guess, you know, until this is lit up for me to enable, you know, there's nothing to do. I guess I would question now, why allow this? This should be grayed out too, because when you start seeing the stoplight and the stop signs, you think that this is working, but it's not. I mean, I'm sure it's all on me. But it would be nice if I could have verified the map level on that on one of these screens after I read that the maps had to be at a certain level. Then I would have realized they weren't updated and I would have stopped there. I'm asking Tesla if it's on one of the screens. I don't see it right now. I thought at one time it was. Wow, Tesla already answered me back that Ruby's maps are on NA-2019.6-10236, and the manual in the car says it needs to be on NA-2020.12-11866. So obviously she's not where she needs to be. Hopefully, I know the map's a big file. It's a big file because we've waited before for maps to download on Ruby, and one time they had to come out and manually download it because there was some sort of an error during the download. I don't think that's the case here. I just think it's a big file. So if I will actually go home and park on the Wi-Fi for a while, I'm sure it'll be updated. So we'll check back in on that tomorrow morning.